Good morning, Patriots. It is really nice to have all of us together, at least half of the student body in one place for the first time this year. I'm thrilled about it. You are also looking very sharp in that GA gear, so that's also a great first for this year. One request before we get started today, please be sure you take that phone, put it on silent, and put it away right now. This is our first time together, and I would like for us to really enjoy this moment. Welcome to Prize Day. And I was in my youth a ridiculously shy person and had to do a lot of practice and getting used to public speaking. And these days, it's normally something I'm pretty comfortable with. But I'm going to be honest that trying to think about what I wanted to say this morning has not come naturally to me. I know that standing up on a day like today is a moment when it's very natural to try to take stock of the year that we've just been through, to maybe set a course for where we want to go next year. And today, that's been part of what I've been asked to do. But starting today with anything that big feels a little bit impossible to me. Because taking stock of this year that we just lived through, that's going to take some time. I haven't really figured out what it means, let alone how to make my peace with it. We just went through a heck of a thing. And so I'm going to put aside any meaning-making for just a minute and start with what I do know. I do know that the intent of today is to honor the accomplishments of this year. And that is right and fitting. And that is a thing that schools generally do. And I will note that I have recently come to have a much greater appreciation for things that feel normal. And today, I hope that all of us can hold up all the prize winners and show them all the love for all the ways that they inspire all of us. But the first thing I want to say actually goes out to all of us. To those of us maybe winning a prize in chemistry, and to those others who, like me, thought chemistry was the single least comprehensible thing ever, anywhere in the history of mankind, ever. And that is, well done. Seriously. Well done. Well done on what we just did. Because this was a heck of a year. And we just did this thing. And someday, I believe, that someone will write a history of this place and they will look at this school year and posit, that was the weirdest, hardest year that GA has ever seen. And you were not only here for it, you made it happen. And we sit here together for the first time this year, not much worse for the wear, and a hell of a lot stronger and wiser than we were 15 months ago, both individually and as a community. Together, we just did this thing. And I've noted often that I am a historian. And as a historian, I've thought incessantly about when a generation of humans has been so profoundly, concretely, and simultaneously impacted by something like what we just went through. We live in a world now that is so interconnected that this thing hit everywhere, nearly all at once. There was nowhere to hide. And we all had to fundamentally alter very human behavior. And the weight of that, the scale of this unprecedented thing that we just went through is mind-boggling, even to my historical mind. And I want to acknowledge that this was a particularly hard year to be a teenager. You are at a moment in your lives when your job, literally your job in a biological and evolutionary sense, is to move about. You're supposed to test boundaries. You're supposed to seek out intimacy through proximity with your peers and to find out who you are in relation to all of those external stimuli. And then in this moment, that all came to a crashing halt. You were told to stay home. You were told to stay put, and you were told to stay apart. That was really hard for all of us, but that was especially hard for you. And I also want to acknowledge my own role in enforcing rules and expectations that I know felt so unnatural. And I don't say this to garner sympathy. My job was to do what I had to do to keep you safe, to keep our community safe, and to keep our school open. But I'm also really sorry for the impact of those decisions on your lives. I would make them again. And it still wasn't fair. And I hated that the first thing that most of you had any chance to get to know about me was that I was the lady who took away Wawa. I know that as an adult, I'm inevitably better positioned to navigate a challenge like this because I just have more life experience. I know that there was a lot of life before, non-sectarian, God's willing, a lot of great stuff will follow. And even knowing this, it was a really hard year. So when I think about what this was like for me, and then find the capacity to add the layer of frustration and intensity that you must have experienced, and still you did it. And I don't even know how heavy and pointless and tragic and boring some of this must have been at moments, and still you got up, you maybe put on a GA polo shirt, you opened your laptop, you came to school, you did what we asked, often without knowing why. And because of that, we are a school that just negotiated a once-in-a-century pandemic together, safe, open all year. And I want to thank you for making that happen. This has been the hardest year my former self could have imagined when I took this job. There have been more than a few hard moments when I wondered what the heck I got myself into. I have also never regretted coming here. And I have never regretted being with you in doing what we just did. I've learned a lot this year about how feelings start to bleed at the edges and they bleed into each other with intensity. And I really do miss a world that looks more normal, but I have been really glad to be here with you. I've been really frustrated at what so much of what this looks like and still really proud of what we just pulled off. I'm really tired in my bones of being so far outside my comfort zone, and somehow still really full of faith that this thing maybe just tipped us towards some greater future. And so as tired as I am, I also kind of can't wait to get started with that. And most importantly, I've been thinking a lot about the relationship between gratitude and grief. We have grieved for so many things we have lost, even if it was just a sense of what the normal and what it should have been. And I am really sorry for every one of those losses. And I've also wondered, isn't grief kind of a lucky thing? Isn't it kind of a beautiful thing, even when it aches? For we can really only truly grieve the things we miss profoundly, and we really only truly grieve the things we love, the things that make us who we are. We have only missed things here at GA this year because they made us who we are. And now we can never not know those things. So I'm really grateful to have learned so much this year about what matters to this place, what matters so much to you, and what my job will be in shepherding those traditions. And I'm also really grateful that we get to learn from the mess of this year together as we move forward in a few months to the next one. We get to start fresh. And when we do, I hope we remember what was hard about this year, but also what was beautiful. I hope we can cherish everything we missed and celebrate our ability to bring those things back better than ever. And here we are together today for the first time to honor those who have modeled for us in this year that constant recreation of learning, pushing, and growing that is so inspirational in the life of a school. And that is awesome. And I want to honor all of that. So let's do this thing. Because it is really delightful to celebrate something that is so normal and fundamental to who we are. But I want you to know today, every single one of you, that I am here today for all of you. You persisted in the face of what the universe just threw your way. And that, to me, feels like the most incredible thing of all. I am intensely proud of all of you. But let's get on with some celebration as well, my friends. We have prizes to give today. And to get us started, I would like to call up Mr. Jamie Anderson, Chair of the Science Department.
Good morning. So I'd like to call up the science winners to the stage, Luke Weidemoyer and Ansh Kakadia. So just to let everyone know, they'll get their actual prizes later. So we'll start off with the American Association of Physics Teachers Prize for a sound understanding of physics. And this award goes to Ansh Kakadia. And the American Chemical Society Award for Outstanding Achievement in Chemistry goes to Luke Weidemoyer. Congratulations to you both. You guys can head on down. And now I would like to introduce Jason Straub of the Math Department.
Good morning. I would like to call the following Math Prize winners to the stage: Samantha Kostakos, Jacob Sasson. The John W. Cornell Geometry Prize for Excellence in Geometry goes to Samantha Kostakos. The C. Robbins North Mathematical Prize for High Achievement in Advanced Algebra goes to Jacob Sasson. Congratulations. Congratulations, folks. Thank you. I would like to introduce Robert Moyer, Chair of the History Department.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning. I would like to call the history winners to the stage: Danica Staples and Hannah Manusov. That's okay, enjoy that walk. It is my pleasure to award the 9th grade EIH Hal Prize for Excellence in History to Danica Staples. It is also my pleasure to award the 10th grade EIH Hal Prize for Excellence in History to Hannah Manusov. Well done, congratulations. And now, I'd like to introduce Becca Burnett, Chair of the English Department.
Good morning, friends. Would the following students please join me on stage? Basha Harrington and Melinda Amorosi. And I promise you are getting books later. The 9th grade English prize for being an outstanding student in 9th grade English goes to Basha Harrington. And the 10th grade John C. Brewer Prize for outstanding work in 10th grade English goes to Melinda Amorosi. Thank you so much, guys. And now I'd like to introduce Pippa Vanderstar of the Classics Department faculty.
Thank you, Becca. Would the following student please come to the stage? Andre Vava. I am pleased to announce the Hassinger Memorial Prize for Excellence in Second Year Latin goes to Andre Vava. Please give a round of applause. Congratulations. And now I'd like to introduce David Love, Chair of the Visual Arts Department.
Good morning. Thanks, Pippa. I would like to call the visual arts winners to the stage, Ava McManus and Sienna Leone. Okay. The 9th grade art prize for contributing the most to the art life of the Academy, Sienna Leone. And the 10th grade art prize for contributing the most to the art life of the Academy, Ava McManus. Thank you. Okay, I would like to introduce now Charlie Masters, Chair of the Performing Arts Department.
Good morning. Thanks, Dave. I would like to call the Performing Arts winners to the stage, Morgan Ziegelboim and Grace O'Malley. The Upper School Drama Award goes to the student who has demonstrated excellence in both academics and performance, Morgan Ziegelboim. And the McHugh Award goes to the person who has contributed the most to Belfry life. Congratulations, Grace O'Malley. Congratulations, winners. Well done. I'd like to introduce Mike Torrey, Interim Dean of Students.
Thanks, Charlie. I had the special privilege of inviting not 2, but 4 students up for their special moment of awkwardness on stage for being winners of the Athletic and Scholarship Awards. So, Caitlin Lozano, Will Irons, Grayson Brandt, and J.J. Freeman, please come on up. Wherever it makes sense. Yeah. So in the 9th grade, the Leopold Memorial Prize goes to Caitlin Lozano and Will Irons. And in the 10th grade, the Osborne Memorial Prize goes to Grayson Brandt and J.J. Freeman. Students, you may return to anonymity. And I would like to introduce Dr. Molly McKean.
Throwing on pens. I also have the privilege of giving 4 awards today, and these are going to be the winners of our awards for character and influence. So can I have the following 4 individuals come to the stage? Olivia Cray, Lucas Phillip, Ella Cardona, and Sam Wang. The Owen J. Roberts Memorial Prize goes to 9th graders who demonstrate originality of thought and independence in judgment. The 2 winners this year are Olivia Cray and Lucas Phillip. And the M.C. Kimber Memorial Prize goes to 10th graders who demonstrate diligence of study and good behavior towards teachers and schoolmates. This year we have 2 winners, Ella Cardona and Sam Wang. Thank you, everyone. And can we get one final round of applause for all of our prize winners this morning? And I'd like to call up Mr. Schellhaus.
Good morning, everybody. That was a weak attempt. Good morning. I'd like to ask the parents and the faculty and staff to please rise. Parents, faculty, you're included. Get up, people. All right. Parents, faculty, and staff, sitting among you are students who have truly embodied our school's motto, "By persevering, we shall see the fruits." They have been extraordinary, whether they have been at home or they've been in person, making the most of their sports, their arts, their service, and we are incredibly proud of the students sitting among us. So faculty, staff, and parents, please give a rousing round of applause to the students in the 9th and 10th grades. You may be seated. 9th and 10th grade students, please rise. You will often have heard that I use the expression, "teach like your hair is on fire," to our faculty and frankly to our staff on a very regular basis. Whether on Zoom, whether at home, whether in the building, whether some combination of all two or all three, our faculty have truly taught like their hair is on fire this year. I am privileged to work with them and proud to know them as a colleague. They have really worked their tails off to do their very best for each and every one of you this year, and I ask you to please give them a really riotous round of applause of thanks. I would call that semi-riotous, but good job. Please have a seat. I also want to thank not just the families and parents who are with us here on campus this morning under the grand structure, but also all the families and parents at home for your incredible, meaningful support during this unprecedented year. Your support of GA and our noble mission has made a great difference, not just to your students for your extra care, but also to their teachers, to administration, and to the staff. So parents and families, you also have my thanks. I also want to chime in here and take a moment to thank all of the upper school administrators, our department heads, our house heads, our diversity and community life coordinators, our college counselors, our interim dean of students, Dr. Torrey, Ms. Kennedy, and Ms. Allenson for their tremendous work. Please join me in thanking them. Today, I also extend my gratitude to Dr. McKean, who has sincerely embodied our school motto this year. I don't think anyone among us would actually wish to begin a new senior level administrative post in a new city, in a new school, 4 months into a pandemic. But Dr. McKean, even when you've seen the best of us and the worst of us, you have stuck by us. You have demonstrated your core impressive strength on a daily basis, and you have truly shown your dedication to the mission of Germantown Academy. And for all of that and more, you have the entire upper school's thanks. Please join me in thanking Dr. McKean. I also want to extend my gratitude to the faculty members who are leaving GA at the end of this year. I want to thank you for your service, and I ask that we hold our applause until I announce all of their names. Long-term history sub Scott Hansen, assistant teachers Travis Gaug, Micah Greenleaf, Elliot Mortimer, and Logan Haupley, and faculty members Chris Chung, Kristen Johnson, Gayatri Mankopf, and Leslie Schumacher. Please join me in thanking them for their service to our school. This year, we also celebrate two extraordinary members of the upper school community who are both retiring after their incredible decades-long commitment to GA. We will miss you more than you know, and we will miss you more than we can say. Our sincerest thanks and best wishes for an inspiring, relaxing, amazing retirement. First, to the one and only Mrs. Ginny Allenson. Thank you, Ginny. And next to our Director of Counseling Services and Upper School Psychologist, Dr. Janet Moore, class of 1760. Thank you. Friends, before we depart, I want to wish you, of course, a peaceful, happy summer. And I want you to remember that prizes come in all shapes and sizes, particularly when we least expect them. I hope that you will continue to bring your best selves to every single day and to every single person you encounter. I hope that you will lead with your heart. I hope you will love others as you hope they will love you, and that you will forgive others as you hope they will forgive you. Advocate for yourself, and never forget to advocate for those whose voices are unheard in our world. Make yourself, make your school, and make your family proud. And be in touch this summer if I or any member of the upper school team can help you. I want to thank you for an extraordinarily unusual year, but for an extraordinary year nonetheless. In parting today, I want to ask all of our prize winners to make sure that you stay here so that we can take awkward pictures of you. I want to tell all prize winners that there really are prizes, they're not fictitious, and they're waiting for you in the upper school office and a handy paper bag with your name on them. And the gift inside is much fancier than the bag might reveal. So please make sure you stop by and see Miss Kennedy, and please make sure you stay and have your pictures taken as well. So my friends, I wish you the best this summer. I ask you to go forth and conquer. And without further ado, you're almost there. Happy summer. Thank you very much. And go back to advisory. Go to advisory. This is the time to go to advisory. Prize winners, please come to the front of the stage so we may take your picture and remember this moment forever. You want everybody on? Oh. They shut me off. All prize winners on the stage, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good morning, GA. It is so wonderful to be here with you this morning. Actually, having half of you even in one place for the first time this year feels incredible. Welcome to Prize Day. My first request is that you please take your phone, put it on silent, and put it away. This is our first time together this year, and I would like to enjoy it and revel in those moments we have together. For those of you who haven't met me, the parents, welcome. I'm Dr. Molly McKean, head of upper school. And my job this morning is to begin us off with just a few reflections upon the year. One thing that you might not know about me is that when I was young, I was painfully shy. I had a really hard time with public speaking, and over the course of my life, it's something I've had to practice and get used to. And these days, it's normally something that doesn't shake me up too much. But trying to figure out what I wanted to say this morning is something that did not come very easily to me. I know that making a few comments today is a normal thing in the life of a school, to take a moment to pause, reflect, take stock of what just happened, maybe set some kind of course for where we want to go from here. But starting with anything that big today feels a little bit impossible to me, because taking stock of this particular year is going to take some time. And I want to own from the start that I haven't made much sense of it, nor have I really made my peace with it. We all just went through a heck of a thing. And so I want to put aside meaning making for the moment and start with what I do know. I do know that the intent of today is to honor the accomplishments of this year, and that is right and fitting. And that is a thing that schools generally do. And I have come recently to have a much greater appreciation for things that feel normal. And today, I hope that we're all going to be able to hold up all the prize winners and show all of them all the love for all the ways that they inspire all of us. But the thing I want to say first actually goes out to all of us. To those of us who might be winning a prize in chemistry this morning, and to others who, like me, found chemistry to be the single least comprehensible thing ever anywhere in the history of mankind, ever. And that thing to say to you today, champs, is well done. Seriously. Well done on what we just did. Because this was a heck of a year. And we just did this thing. And someday, someone will write a history of this place, and they will look at this school year and posit, I think, that this was the weirdest, hardest year that GA has ever seen. And you were not only here for it, you made it happen. Because here we sit together for the first time, not much worse for the wear, hell of a lot stronger and wiser than we were 15 months ago, both individually and as a community. Because together, we just did this thing. I've noted before often that I am a historian. And as a historian, I've thought incessantly about when a generation of humans has been so profoundly, concretely, and simultaneously impacted by something like what we just went through. We now live in a world where we are so interconnected that this thing hit everywhere, nearly all at once. There was nowhere to hide. And we all had to alter our very fundamental human behavior in the face of it. And the weight, the scale of this unprecedented thing we just experienced is mind-boggling, even to my historical mind. And I want to acknowledge that this was a particularly hard year to be a teenager. You are at a moment in your lives when your job, literally in a biological and evolutionary sense, your job is to move about, to test boundaries, to seek intimacy through proximity with your peers, and to find out who you are in relation to all of those external stimuli. In this moment, all of that came to a crashing halt. You were told to stay home, to stay put, and to stay apart from each other. And that was hard for all of us as human beings, but that was hardest of all for you. I also want to acknowledge my own role in enforcing rules and expectations that I know, therefore, felt deeply unnatural. And I don't say this to garner sympathy. My job was to do what I had to do to keep you safe, and to keep this community safe, and to keep our school open. But I am also very sorry for the impact of all of those decisions on you. I would make them again, and it still wasn't fair. And I hated that the very first thing that most of you had a chance to learn about me was that I was the lady who took away Wawa. I know that as an adult, I'm probably inevitably better positioned to navigate a year like this one. I have had more life experience, and with that comes some perspective. A lot of stuff followed this, and non-sectarian, God's willing, a lot of good stuff will follow. And yet, even knowing those things, this was a year in which I struggled. So when I think what this was like for me, and then I try to find the capacity to add the layers of frustration and intensity that you must have experienced, and still you did it. I don't know how heavy and pointless and tragic and boring some of this must have been, and still you got up. You maybe put on a GA polo shirt, you opened your laptop, you came to school, and you did what we asked you to do. I know, often not knowing why. And because of all of that, we are a school that just navigated a once-in-a-century pandemic together, safe and open all year. And I want to thank you for making that happen. This has been the hardest year that my former self could have imagined when I took this job. There have been more than a few hard moments when I wondered what the heck I got myself into. And I have also never regretted coming here. And I have never regretted being with you in doing what we just did. I've also learned a lot this year about how intense feelings start to bleed at the edges and bleed into each other. I really miss a world that looks more normal. But I have been really glad to be here with you in this struggle. I have been intensely frustrated at what this has looked like, and still so proud of what we just pulled off. I am so tired in my bones of being outside my comfort zone, and still somehow so full of faith that this thing maybe just tipped us into some sort of greater future. And as tired as I am, I kind of can't wait to get started with that. Most importantly, I've been thinking a lot about the relationship between gratitude and grief. We have grieved for so many things we have lost, even if it was just the sense of the normal thing that we should have had. And I am really sorry for every one of those things. But I also wonder, isn't grief kind of a lucky thing? Even when it aches, isn't it also kind of beautiful? Because we really only truly grieve for the things we miss profoundly, and therefore we really only truly grieve for the things that we love and the things that make us who we are. And we have only therefore missed things here at GA because they made us who we are. And now we can never not know those things. I am really grateful that I have had the opportunity to learn so much this year about what matters to this place and what matters to you, and what my job will be in shepherding every one of those traditions. To the 11th graders, I'm also really grateful that we get to learn from the challenge of this year as we move forward in a few months to the next one. We get to start fresh. And when we do, I hope we can remember what was hard about this year, but also what was kind of beautiful. And I hope we will cherish what we missed, but also celebrate our ability to bring those things back better than ever. And you are our leaders. You are the ones who will define what we are after this thing that just did change us. And I look forward to finding out what you want to do with all of the wisdom we just gained. And to the seniors, I am sad that you will be off on new adventures when this happens. I am hopeful you will come back. And I'm also hopeful that you will look back and think about what a remarkable moment of coming of age you just experienced in your senior year. This has been a profoundly uncomfortable year for all of us. But one of the things about learning is that we actually only gain wisdom through discomfort. The brain needs to stretch to grow. So when we're pushed, really pushed, we can catapult into a newer layer of understanding, and when we do that, we actually never go back to who we were before. We become someone new on the far side of the thing we just learned. And this really is coming of age. That feeling when we look back on who we were a few years, months, or maybe even days ago and realize, I can't remember who I was before I knew this thing. And I will admit that in the midst of this moment of historic disruption, you might have missed something of the normal rites of passage typical of adolescence. But that loss does not mean you have not been profoundly transformed. It just looked different, and it asked more of you. And you grew into your next self in the face of that challenge, in a remarkable shared experience across our species. We have all come of a new age in the face of this, and you emerged far stronger and wiser, ready to catapult forward from us here as you sit on the brink of adulthood. So I want to close today by wishing something especially for you, seniors. I hope that this year is only the first such jolt that will catapult you into the next version of your next self. I hope this is the hardest, yes, but I nonetheless hope that this is the first of a never-ending succession of things that will throw you into new orbits, and that I hope that you will be constantly remade, because I would argue there is nothing greater we hope for in our lifetimes. That we constantly come into new, wiser, and stronger versions of ourselves because we have taken on and then ricocheted off of whatever the universe threw our way. I hope that right now you go live so much that when our paths cross again, none of us can really remember who we were before we did all the amazing things I know you're about to do. And we're here today to honor, to award those who have modeled for us in this crazy year that constant recreation of learning, pushing, and growing that is so inspirational in the life of a school. And that is awesome. And I want to honor all of that, so let's do this thing. It is delightful to celebrate something that is so normal and fundamental to who we are. But I just want to be sure that you know, every one of you, that I am here today for all of you. You persisted in the face of what the universe threw at us this year, and that feels to me like the most incredible thing of all. And I am intensely proud of every one of you. But it's time, at this moment, for some celebration. We have a bunch of prizes to give. First up, I'm going to ask Miss Mason of the College Counseling Department to get us started.
Thank you, Dr. McKean. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to be with you this morning. Last year's event was not nearly as fun as this is. This morning I'm here as the Secretary of the Cum Laude Society. Cum Laude is the most significant academic honor at Germantown Academy, the high school version of Phi Beta Kappa. Its ranks are filled with some of the most successful and intellectually adventurous people in the U.S. GA is incredibly proud of the inductees of the class of 2021. As I call your name, please stand at your seat and hold applause until all names are called. Inducted in the fall of 2020, Dylan Agarwal, Kevin Sway, Brian DiDonato, Anthony Kostakos, Brett Leon, Colin McDonald, Patrick O'Hara, Ryan Quinn, Sarah Rojas, Emily Wang, Justin Weiss, Helen Wu, Eileen Zhang.
Just mention that Brian DiDonato was Robert DiDonato.
I apologize. I said Brian DiDonato. I don't know what's going on. Robert. Sorry about that, Robert. I don't know where that came from. And inducted this morning, Priya Nod, Jay Donner, Sarah Feynman, Adam Georgopoulos, Harry Ho, Gregory Kranak, Stefan Linden, Andreas Muller, Christina Nguyen, Colby Palmer, Nathan Phillip, Dennison Q, and Emma Schneck. Congratulations.
Good morning. So just a note to the prize winners that the physical prizes will be received later on in the upper school office from Ms. Kennedy. Before I get to the science prizes, I'd like to start by recognizing the newly inducted members of the Germantown Academy chapter of the Science National Honor Society. So inductees, please stand at your seats when I call your name, and please hold your applause until I get through this long list of talented student scientists. Dylan Agrawal, Rebecca Booth, Colin Brereton, Matthew Cho, Kevin Sway, Thomas DiChara, Robert DiDonato, Jade Donor, Sarah Feynman, Adam Georgopoulos, Griffin Henze, Harry Ho, Perry Irons, Anthony Kostakis, Gregory Kranak, Esme Leach, Brett Leone, Rishi Mandapaka, Colin McDonald, May Nagel, Patrick O'Hara, Colby Palmer, Joseph Petko, Nathan Phillip, Dennison Q, Ryan Quinn, Sarah Rojas, Jenna Rothenstein, Ryan Ruan, Emma Schneck, Devin Smith, Nathaniel Swanson, Emily Wang, Justin Weiss, and finally Eileen Zhang. Now I'd like to call the following science prize winners to the stage: Elena Steck, Jade Donor, Jason Wang, Emily Wang, and Alexis Goodrich. Perfect. All right, the Bausch and Lomb Award for Excellence in Biology goes to Elena Steck. The Harry R. Williams Memorial Prize for High Achievement in Chemistry goes to Jason Wang. The Rensselaer Medal for excelling in both math and science goes to Alexis Goodrich. The William Martin Roberts Memorial Prize for attaining a high record of achievement in biology goes to Jade Donor. And the Frederick E. Whitney Memorial Prize for Excellence in Physics goes to Emily Wang. So congratulations to the winners. You guys can... And next up is Jason Straub from the math department.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to first recognize the members of the class of 2021 who were recently inducted into Mu Alpha Theta, the National High School Mathematics Honor Society. Inductees, please stand when I call your name and remain standing until everyone's names have been called. Please hold your applause until the end of the long list of honorees. Dylan Agarwal, Priyanka Anand, Matthew Cho, Kevin Sway, Robert DiDonato, Jade Donor, Adam Georgopoulos, Brandon Giampalmi, Harry Ho, Gregory Kranak, Esme Leach, Brett Leone, Stephen Linton, Rishi Mandapaka, Colin McDonald, Christina Nguyen, Patrick O'Hara, Colby Palmer, Nathan Phillip, Dennison Q, Ryan Quinn, Sarah Rojas, Natalie Schilt, Emma Schneck, Devin Smith, Emily Wang, Helen Wu, and Eileen Zhang. Congratulations. I would like to call the following Math Prize winners to the stage. Preet Dudhat, Ryan Quinn, Vion Wesuadin, Athurv Awasthi. Come on up. All right, the Wilson Olkers Class of 1760 Mathematics Prize for excelling in the study of mathematics and enhancing the learning environment goes to Preet Dudhat. The William C. Harvey Mathematics and Physics Prize for demonstrating the greatest perseverance in math and physics, Ryan Quinn. The Nathaniel Kingsbury Memorial Award for the senior who over a period of years has shown perseverance in the study of mathematics, delight in problem solving, and overall character both in and out of the classroom, Vion Wesu Adin. And the Charles J. Wister Prize for High Achievement in Advanced Mathematics goes to Athurv Awasthi. Congratulations, prize winners. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to introduce Robert Moyer, Chair of the History Department.
Good morning. I would like to call the following History Prize winners to the stage. Henry Getson, Clara Alger, Jack Galloway, Finn Lukens, and Christina Nguyen. First prize I'd like to award is the Robeson Lee Peratt Memorial History Prize for writing the best essay on American history to Henry Getson. The William B. Bristol Class of 1932 Prize for excelling in both advanced world and American history is awarded to two students. The first prize goes to Clara Alger. The second prize goes to Jack Galloway. The Peter Biggs History Department Prize for a consistently maintained level of achievement and a sustained interest, inquiry, and integrity demonstrated in all courses goes to two students. The first prize goes to Finn Lukens. The second prize goes to Christina Nguyen. Congratulations. Well done. And now, I'd like to introduce Pippa Vanderstar, Classics Department faculty member.
Thank you, Mr. Moyer. So Mr. Levin couldn't be here today, but he would join me in asking to the stage to honor the Classics Prize winners, Henry Morrissey and Colin Brereton. The first prize, the Edward H. Handy Latin Prize, for demonstrating extraordinary interest and competence in the study of classics, goes to Henry Morrissey. The Carl J. Truesdale Prize, for demonstrating outstanding scholarship combined with literary appreciation, goes to Colin Brereton. I would like to call Carol Ayers, co-chair of the Modern Language Department. Thank you very much. Prize winners, you will get a gift.
Good morning. In the interest of time, I am just going to ask the members, the inducted members actually in the fall of this year, into the Chinese Honor Society, the Chinese National Honor Society. Would you please stand, and we'll give you a round of applause. Stand at your seats, please. Those that were inducted into the Chinese National Honor Society. Thank you. Could we do the same, please, for those inducted into the French National Honor Society? Thank you. And last but not least, those inducted into the Sociedad Honoraria Hispánica, por favor, levántense. Thank you very much. I would like to call the following Modern Language Prize winners to the stage: Eileen Zhang, Priya Anand, Anthony Kostakos, Justin Weiss, Christina Nguyen, Evangeline Roller, and Alexander Walkish. First, we have the Jim Farwell Memorial French Prize for being the most instrumental in fostering interest in the French culture. That prize goes to Eileen Zhang. The Jim Farwell Memorial Prize for Spanish for being the most instrumental in fostering interest in the Spanish culture, Priya Anand. The Ulmer Memorial French Prize goes to the student for attaining high achievement in advanced French. That's Anthony Kostakos. The Ulmer Memorial Spanish Prize for attaining high achievement in advanced Spanish goes to Justin Weiss. The Germantown Academy Chinese Prize for the highest level of achievement in Chinese. That prize goes to Christina Nguyen. The Modern Language Department Prize for demonstrated passion and appreciation of the study of multiple languages and cultures goes to two prize winners this year. They are Evangeline Roller and Alexander Walkish. Thank you very much. You may leave the stage. Thank you. And I would like to introduce our Director of Athletics, Tim Ginter.
Good morning, everyone. Would the following winners of Athletic Department and Athletic and Scholarship prizes join me on stage? Charlotte DeLello, Hayes Rosado, Blythe Berlinger, Brian Allen, Juliana Gonzalez, Brianne O'Hara, Jeff Decker, Elise Miguel, Jordan Longino, Robert DiDonato, and Natalie Schilt. The Phyllis Morris Biddle Award is given in recognition for those that have played 3 sports for all 4 years of the upper school. This year we have 2 award winners, Charlotte DeLello. And Hayes Rosado. The Blazer Pin is awarded for those demonstrating leadership, determination, and capability on the athletic field, the classroom, and in extracurricular activities. This year we have 2 award winners, Juliana Gonzalez and Brianne O'Hara. The James Buckley Prize, awarded for sportsmanship and significant contribution to the athletic program. We have 2 award winners, Jeff Decker and Charlotte DeLello. The Girls Athletic Association Bowl is awarded for sportsmanship and athletic ability. This year's winner, Elise Miguel. The Bernard Dallas Award is given for contributing the most to the athletic program through leadership, athletic ability, and sportsmanship. This year's award winner, Jordan Longino. The Gummy Memorial Prize is given for making the greatest endeavor in athletics and scholarship. This year we have 2 winners, Blythe Berlinger and Brian Allen. The William David Lyons Class of '46 Memorial Cup is given to those for combining outstanding qualities of academic achievement, leadership, and athletic effort. We have 2 award winners, Robert DiDonato and Natalie Schilt. Congratulations, everyone. I'd like to call up Charlie Masters, Chair of the Performing Arts Department.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning. I would like to call the following Performing Arts Prize winners to the stage. Justin Weiss, Greg Kranak, Jack Galloway, Alex Badami, Sydney Hill, David Savage, Maeve Diver, and Rachel Roth. All right. The Upper School Symphonic Band Award for the greatest contribution to symphonic band, Justin Weiss. The Upper School String Orchestra Award for the greatest contribution to the string orchestra, Greg Kranak. The Rudolph S. Baisley Class of 1932 Jazz Prize for the greatest contribution of talent and service to the jazz program of the Academy, Jack Galloway. The Upper School Music Prize for the greatest contribution to the musical life of the Academy, Alex Badami. The Singing Patriots Award for the greatest contribution of high standards and excellence in the chorus, Sydney Hill. The Carey Trophy for contributing the most as stage crew or technical support for the theater, David Savage. The Peter Geraldino Memorial Prize for being exceptional character, grounded in kindness and excellent artistic endeavors in both musical and dramatic performance, Maeve Diver. And the Biggs Belfry Award for demonstrated excellence of skill, commitment, effort, and enthusiasm to further the traditions of the Belfry Club and personal achievement, Rachel Roth. Please give a round of applause to all of the winners. Congratulations. Next up, I'd like to introduce Becca Burnett, Chair of the English Department.
Good morning, everybody. Seniors, it's nice to see you back. Will the following English All-Stars please join me on stage? Patrick Chernosky, Jenna Nolan, Rebecca Lee, Rachel Roth, Helen Wu, Sophie Town, and Colin McDonald. Give him a minute. Look at you guys with the symmetry and everything. All right, the Michael S. Kane Class of 73 Memorial Prize goes to the student who produced the finest piece of writing published in a GA publication this year, and that goes to Patrick Chernosky for his story, Rise of Violence Against Asian Americans in the edition. The Alumni Prize goes to the junior who makes the greatest contribution in English, Jenna Nolan. The Parent-Teacher Association Prize for Outstanding Poetry is awarded to Rebecca Lee. The Virginia B. Day Prize for the student who embodies the spirit and the personality qualities of Ginny Day, including sensitivity and concern for the welfare of others and a love of literature and theater, Rachel Roth. The Ralph Allen Prize for Excellence in Writing goes to the student who demonstrates both a passion for and an excellence in writing in several genres, from newspaper articles to English papers to memes, Helen Wu. The Class of 1896 English Literature Prize goes to the senior who makes the greatest contribution in English, Sophie Town. And last, but certainly not least, the Carl Franklin Shepard Memorial Prize for excellence in English, primarily for written, but occasionally for spoken expression, Colin McDonald. Congratulations, prize winners, thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Dave Love, the chair of the Visual Arts Department.
Good morning, folks. I would like to call the following visual arts winners to the stage: Helen Wu, Riley Down, Walker Goodwin, Grace Brogan, Charlotte Harabin, and Priya Anand. Okay, the Purchase Prize. This award goes to the student for a juried piece of work purchased and displayed at GA, and that award goes to Helen Wu. The 11th grade art prize for contributing the most to the art life of the Academy, and that goes to Riley Dowd. The Angela B. Cass Digital Media Award for consistently showing a high level of achievement in digital media, and that award goes to Walker Goodwin. The Upper School Photography Prize for the greatest contribution to the art of photography at the Academy, and that award goes to Grace Brogan. The Upper School Sculpture Prize for the portfolio of sculptural work best demonstrating imagination, skill, and hard work, and that winner is Charlotte Harabin. And the Upper School Drawing and Painting Prize for contributing the most to the art of drawing and painting at the Academy, and that winner is Priya Anand. Thank you, students, and I would now like to introduce Rachel Lynchen, head of Truesdell.
Good morning. Would the following winners of service prizes come to the stage? Elena Steck, Zach Kotick, Eileen Zhang, Priya Anand, and Harry Ho. The Rotary Club of Ambler Community Service Scholarship for exhibiting outstanding leadership qualities and demonstrating the Rotary International's motto of service above self. This year's recipient, Eileen Zhang. The Carol R. Buckley Community Scholar Award for outstanding contributions to Germantown Academy through service to the GA community. This year there are two recipients, Elena Stack and Zach Kotick. The Academy Service Award for giving service to the Academy, the students, and the community at large. This year's recipient, Priya Anand. the Very Reverend John N. Peabody Class of 32 Award for best exemplifying the spirit of Jack Peabody, who worked as a neighborhood activist to secure rights and services for the poor. This year's recipient, Harry Ho. Congratulations to all of our winners. And now I'd like to introduce Mike Torrey, Interim Dean of Students.
I would like to call the winners of the Character and Influence Prizes to the stage: Lily Cannon, Corey Miller, Sarah Rojas, Harry Ho, Dean Millard, Sophia Eichstead, and that's it. So the E.I.H. Howell Award for Character, School Spirit, and Influence upon Classmates goes to two students, Lily Cannon and Corey Miller. The Nahil Memorial Prize, by vote of the class for doing the most to further class unity, goes to two students, Sarah Rojas and Harry Ho. The Osborne Award for Ethics, given for making a significant achievement in academics and other activities while adhering to high ethical standards, goes to Dean Millard. And the Christopher J. Nunes Memorial Prize is awarded to a student who lives as Chris lived, a student who is a proud yet humble scholar who relishes intellectual debate, demonstrates an avid interest in the arts, and is an unsung hero who pursues passions for the joy of the pursuit and without regard for the spotlight. And this year, the Christopher J. Nunes Award goes to Sophia Eichstead. Congratulations, winners. And now I would like to welcome to the stage Heather Durkin, our Director of Alumni Relations.
Good morning. On behalf of GA's Academy Club, which is founded by the members of the class of 1924, to create a group who would maintain a, quote, closer relationship between the alumni body of Germantown Academy and the school itself. It is my pleasure to first congratulate the class of 2021 Academy Club members and also announce the newest Academy Club inductees from the class of 2022. Chosen by their classmates last spring in recognition of their dedication, involvement, and school spirit, and their commitment to keep their class connected to GA as alumni, class of 2021 Academy Club members have worked on behalf of their class throughout this year and will be inducted into the GA Academy Club during next Tuesday's annual induction. Next, following the Academy Club voting process this spring for the class of 2022, 66 juniors were nominated, of which 37 accepted the nomination and were on the ballot presented to the class. The following juniors were chosen by their classmates to work with their class and the school as seniors next year as they continue to prepare to be alumni of Germantown Academy and then to continue to keep their class connected to GA after graduation. Will the following students please stand at their seats as the class of 2022 Academy Club inductee members. Please hold your applause to the end. Mofore Abenusawa, sorry. Clara Alger, Kwabana Ampoma, Matthew Andrus, Alexis Bear, Sangeetha Bhuyan, Sydney Cameron, Will Cooper, Henry Getson, Alexis Goodridge, Walker Goodwin, Zoe Hirsch, Zach Kotick, Jack Luviano, Corey Miller, Ria Palkar, and Casey Trena. Congratulations to you all. And now will you join me in a round of applause for Dr. McKean, welcoming her back to the podium. I'm going to have the privilege of awarding some scholarships. Before I do, I just want to make a thank you. It's not really a prize, but a thank you to a group of seniors this year who were at my side and were my counsel. I called a senior leadership council this year to help me as I tried to come in and hit the ground running in the middle of a pandemic year. Could the following individuals rise so they can receive a warm round of applause? Jake Brownstein, Milo DeBartolo, Harry Ho, Colin McDonald, Dean Millard, Jessica Moore, Dalen Wabasi, Yolanda Pete, Rachel Roth, Mackenzie Smith, Helen Wu, and Eileen Zhang. I will say that this group provided me so much counsel this year. My favorite question I asked them was, in a world where we have virtual technology, snow day or no snow day? And they had a remarkably balanced conversation about that, but you can thank them that we went snow day at the end of that conversation. So thank you to my leadership council. I would now like to call to the stage the winners of our scholarship prizes. Could the following please come up to the stage? Clara Alger, Emily Lua, Jason Wang, Alexis Goodrich, Casey Trena, Sangeetha Bhuyan, Emily Wang, Dylan Agarwal, and Kevin Sway. First up, the Yale Book Award is awarded to a student who displays outstanding personal character and intellectual promise. This year, the Yale Book Award goes to Clara Alger. The Harvard Book Award is awarded to a student who demonstrates excellence in scholarship alongside high character. The winner this year is Emily Lua. The University of Pennsylvania Book Award is given to the students who best exemplify the qualities and characteristics of Benjamin Franklin, a scholar, innovator, and one who serves the community. There are 2 recipients this year. The first of those is Jason Wang. And the second University of Pennsylvania Book Award goes to Alexis Goodridge. The Jefferson Book Award is awarded to the student who best embodies leadership, commitment to community, and overall academic excellence. The winner this year is Casey Trena. The Princeton Book Award is given to the student who best demonstrates outstanding academic achievement and exemplary service to the community. And the winner this year is Sangeetha Bhuyan. The John Kenneth Pickering Award is given by vote of the faculty to a student who shows a joy in learning, pride in hard work, and intellectual interests that are both varied and deep. And the winner this year is Emily Wang. The Phi Beta Kappa Prize is awarded to a student who excels in scholarship and possesses inherent integrity and character. And the winner this year is Dylan Agarwal.
And finally, the Michael Grohl Memorial Award is awarded to the senior whose scholarship is most esteemed by the faculty, and the winner this year is Kevin Sway. Another round of applause for all of our winners. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the moment of the program where we get to play non-sectarian Santa and give away $160,000 in scholarships, also known as the Patriot Scholarships. The Patriot Scholar Program is endowed by a generous gift from Robert L. McNeil, Jr., class of 1932. Mr. McNeil's vision was this: by publicly defining and acclaiming the leadership virtues on which these awards are built, each of us, students, teachers, and parents alike, will be inspired to live up to their ideals. The awards provide full senior year scholarships to 4 students who have been nominated by their classmates, teachers, and administrators for having uncompromised reputations for leadership and personal character, for being deeply committed to extracurricular activities, and for achieving an academic record that puts them in the top third of their class. Please join me in thanking and welcoming to the stage the current Patriot Scholars who will assist in the conferring of the honor to this year's recipients. Sarah Rojas, Harry Ho, Priya Anand, and Justin Weiss. Please come on up. The Perot Patriot Award is named for Suzanne Baird Perot, class of 1760, who as the school's first psychologist and as an upper school English teacher, shared her extensive knowledge of how students learn, how relationships flourish, and why good stories and good writing matter, with decades of GA students and teachers.
Reading through the nominations for our newest Perot Patriot Scholar, I discovered a litany of praise that made my heart sing and made me feel lucky that our community has her to lift us up. She was described as welcoming, inclusive, kind, thoughtful, caring, and supportive. She has the kindest heart and the kindest soul, 2 nominators wrote, while another said, she brings such a good energy wherever she goes, and I know I can always count on her for help. Her smile, one peer said, is infectious, and in wielding it, many of us noted she easily brightens our days. But all that talk of her kindness should not make us think there is not a fierce heart beneath all that grace. She puts dedication into every single thing she does, said one person, while another noted that she is passionate about everything she learns. In the classroom, she's a quiet but inquisitive force, bringing laser concentration and overwhelming dedication not only to her own academic excellence, but also to collaborating with and lifting up those around her. In her work with SGA, she is an incredible leader, I read, modeling that we, quote, can always be inclusive of those who are left out. And this sense of quiet leadership and humility also surfaces in her athletic prowess. One nominator wrote that while she is ranked among the top in the nation for running, she rarely talks about it, but rather spends every day embracing her peers and connecting with them as equals. We here at GA are lucky to know her and to know that for us she also bleeds red, black, and blue. Huge congratulations to our newest Perot Patriot Scholar, Foray Abinusawa. We have the official Patriot Scholar blazer for Foray.
Embrace the awkward. The Biggs Patriot Award is named for Peter Biggs, class of 1760, whose teaching of history and unyielding ethical values inspired a love of learning in a generation of GA students.
Our Biggs Patriot Scholar is another individual who inspires us by modeling a modest, hardworking excellence. When describing him, one nominator wrote, "He is one of the most humble, talented, and hardworking people I have ever met." In reading through all of our thoughts on him, I definitely noted the dominant theme of commitment, of doing the work, of being one of the hardest working people we've ever known. And his househead was the one who shed some light on where this incredible work ethic comes from. They wrote, "He is an accomplished student and a talented athlete, and he is also kind of a nerd. I mean this as a superlative, of course. He loves to think and learn and understand the world around him. He challenges himself in every aspect of his life, not only to get better, but because the process of improvement is infinitely engaging to him. All of this engagement has led him to be described by one nominator as beyond gifted, both academically and athletically. But in his desire to understand more and do better, his househead notes that he never accepts excellence that comes at a cost to others. Quote, he never misses an opportunity to help out, a nominator noted, and several called him one of the kindest people they had ever met. This is most apparent, perhaps, in the venue where he shines brightest, in the pool, where he not only works incredibly hard and wins and leads his team, but where his drive never leads him to forget that real excellence comes in the work that raises up those around us. He is not only excellent, but a consummate team player. Can we all give a big hand for our Biggs Patriot Scholar, Henry Morrissey?
Get the blazer ready. Just whip it.
It's going to be way too small.
It's not in the job description. The Day Patriot Award is named for Virginia Bell Day, class of 1760, our first Dean of Girls, whose teaching of English and drama and whose warmth of personality inspired a love of learning and a love of school for thousands of GA students.
Our next winner is one whose effusive warmth and energy make her a natural fit to be our next Day Patriot Scholar. And I will say that I have found many of my own days made better by her bright hellos. And the thing that came through most clearly in your many nominations for this person is that she is always a person who is involved in house competitions, in clubs, in athletics, and in doing so, she was always there to help. And one of you wrote that she always seems to be doing something to make this school better. The other thing that comes through clearly is that part of the reason she's so willing to dive in is that she is undeterred by struggle. In fact, it motivates her. As her house had described her, she is smart without needing to tell you about it. She is competitive without needing to be in your face about it. She wants to get good grades and do well, but the love of learning is what really drives her. In fact, in revisiting some of her own writing, I was struck by how much of a genuine growth mindset I see in her. She's a deep sense of that trying and failing are just part of growing, and she has thus grown to see failure as something good. As the 9th grade version of herself wrote when talking about her first experience with the GA robotics team, at the end of the first day, I walked out of the BCI with just one little bit of knowledge I did not have walking in. Most people innovating and creating do not have every answer and do not know what they're doing. And the next day, I walked into the BCI with a little more confidence and a little more ambition to get my hands dirty. It is that can-do attitude, combined with incredible hard work and that perpetual smile that has made her as much of an inspiration as she has been to so many of us. Please join me in warmly congratulating our Day Patriot Scholar, Caitlin Boland-Zura.
You've got this, Priya. I believe in you.
So much better. Harry, come on. And finally, the Rankin Patriot Award is named for E. Daniels Rankin, class of 1760, whose teaching of history, especially his creation of the course on civil liberties, inspired his students and fostered in them a wonderful sense of social justice.
Our final Patriot Scholar is described as a model student, a model athlete, and a model citizen. He is described by his nominators as bright, humble, hardworking, honest, caring, and rigorous in everything he does. But what also comes through again and again is how darn nice he is, how approachable he is. He's so involved in the GA community through being an amazing scholar, athlete, and student government representative, one nominator wrote, and he is also very kind. He knows how to start a natural conversation with anyone around him. He goes out of his way to make sure everyone is taken care of, one of you commented, and another said, he is the person everyone goes to when they need someone to talk to, and he never fails to be the backbone for our class. The same spirit, that sense that he is part of the backbone of this community, is not just true with regards to his academic excellence, however. He is dedicated to community service. He serves in student government. He is a musician. He is an athlete. One nominator said, he is committed to serving the GA community more than anyone I know, and he never expects anything in return for what he does, but keeps on doing his service and making others happy. As his house head and coach noted, he keeps the positivity up and is always there for his teammates. I have played a lot of football in my life, and I wish I had a teammate like him. We're all so proud and glad not only to have him as our teammate here at GA, but also to have him leading us as our fourth Patriot Scholar. Can we give it up for our Rankin Patriot Scholar, Jake Shue? Can we get one more round of applause for our class of 2021 Patriot Scholars and our class of 2022 Patriot Scholars?
Great job, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Next, I have the honor of presenting the House Competition Cup to our winning house. On the glory and perfection that was this year's House Olympics Day, I had the honor of presenting a ridiculously awesome house-shaped trophy to the winner of House Olympics. Today, I present a slightly more formal trophy to next year's prefects for the winning house so that they can feel the pressure to defend their title next year. I'd like to call up Ava Spratt and Jake Shue because the winning streak from House Olympics continues and the House competition cup this year goes to Washington House. Congratulations, Washington. Kershaw was nipping at your heels. Woo! Next up, I would like to invite the editors and advisor to the yearbook. Can I invite up Haley Marks, Zoe Hirsch, and Logan Hoptley?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zoe Hirsch. And I'm Haley Marks, and we're the editors of the yearbook. And we are honored to dedicate the 2020 to 2021 yearbook to Dr. Michael Torrey. Dr. Torrey, we want to thank you for all that you have done for Germantown Academy during the pandemic. You filled in admirably as the head of the upper school and guided our community through a very interesting and difficult time. We are proud to dedicate the yearbook to you for the 2020-2021 school year as a token of our appreciation for your hard work and dedication.
Congratulations, Dr. Torrey, for this well-deserved honor. Thank you for everything this academic year. And now we want to present the yearbook to Dr. McKean and Mr. Shellhaus.
Oh, thanks, guys. Sweet.
It's stuck in here.
One of the things about myself that I like to keep under wraps is that I was editor-in-chief of my own yearbook in high school, and I know it's an incredibly hard job. So we have some flowers here to thank Haley and Zoe for their contribution in putting this beautiful book together. Thank you. And finally, before I turn things over to Mr. Shellhaus to close things out today, I wanted to share some news as we look ahead to the culminating celebration for our seniors' graduation, just 1 week from today. And thus, my final piece of recognition is to introduce the two elected student speakers whose voices we can look forward to hearing on graduation day. So first, please join me in congratulating the graduation speaker elected by our faculty. That is Sarah Rojas. And second, please join me in congratulating the graduation speaker elected by the senior class, Helen Wu. Congratulations to both of you. Here's Mr. Shellhaus.
You're almost there, friends. I'd like to ask all faculty, staff, and parents to please stand. Come on, parents. I'm going to call you out. Up, up, up. Thank you. Friends, we have been through, as Dr. McKean mentioned in her astute opening comments, quite a year. And we are exceptionally grateful to every single student, to every member of the junior and senior class for going above and beyond to fulfill our school's motto. We are so proud of you, and I ask all of the adults in the room, faculty, staff, and parents, to please give a rousing round of applause to our junior and senior class. You may be seated. Will the class of 2021 and 22 please rise? Thank you. Seated near you, around you, and in front of you are faculty members who have worked so hard to teach like their hair is on fire, whether they were on Zoom, whether they were at home, whether they were here in the building, or some combination of those. They have gone above and beyond for the last 16 months to fulfill the Germantown Academy curriculum and to do so with pride in order to make sure we would always fulfill our mission. Students, I know you can be loud, and I'd really ask you to give a rousing round of applause to all of your teachers and staff for working their butts off. You may be seated. I also would like to extend my gratitude to the parents and families who are here today, as well as to the families and parents at home watching us on live stream. Your belief in the GA mission and our ability to fulfill the curriculum, to support your students, and to create a healthy environment over the course of this year has made all of the difference, and I am grateful to you. To the academic administration of the upper school, our department heads, our house heads, our Dean of Students, Dr. Torrey, our diversity and community life coordinators, our college counselors, Ms. Kennedy and Ms. Allenson, you have done extraordinary work. Please join me in thanking them. Today, I also extend my gratitude to Dr. McKean, who has sincerely embodied our school motto this year. I don't think anyone among us would actually wish to begin a new senior level administrative post in a new city 4 months into a pandemic. You have seen us, Dr. McKean, at our best and at our worst. And I thank you for holding fast to your core impressive strength and to our shared mission, whatever happens. On behalf of all of GA, it's my pleasure to share with you this morning a special gift, a token of our gratitude and of our understanding that after a year like this, we know that our welcome wagon duties to you as a new member of our community are just in fact beginning. We look forward to truly getting to know you in person beyond the world of Zoom and video. And as a tangible symbol of our open arms and continued welcome, warmth, friendship, and support, we present to you today this crystal pineapple. May it forever be a reminder to you of the triumph of overcoming this year, and may it be a sign of good faith on behalf of all of us that we greatly look forward to getting to know you even better in person. Please give a round of applause for Dr. McKean. Before I close, I first ask that all of the prize winners and the newly inducted Academy Club members remain in the grand structure after the assembly so that we may take some pictures. It's important in our first and last, hold on guys, thank you. It's important during our first and last meeting of this year together in person that we extend our gratitude to faculty members who are leaving GA at the end of this year. I want to thank you for your service to the Academy, and I ask that we hold our applause until I announce all of their names. Long-term history sub Scott Hansen, assistant teachers Travis Gaug, Micah Greenleaf, Elliot Mortimer, and Logan Haupley, faculty members Chris Chung, Kristen Johnson, Gayatri Mankov, Leslie Schumacher, and Francie Mikowski. Please join me in thanking them for their service to GA. This year, we also celebrate two extraordinary members of the GA upper school community who are both retiring after their incredible, decades-long commitment to GA. We will miss you more than we can say and more than you will ever know. Sincerest thanks and best wishes for relaxing, inspiring, and ebullient retirement. First, college counseling wizardress, Mrs. Ginny Allenson. Please give her a round of applause. And second, our Director of Counseling Services and Upper School Psychologist, Dr. Janet Moorer, class of 1760. Friends, I wish you a peaceful, happy summer. I want you to remember that prizes come in all shapes and sizes, especially when you least expect them. I hope that you continue to bring your best to every day, to every person you encounter. Lead with your heart. Love others as you wish to be loved, and forgive others as you wish to be forgiven. I hope that you will advocate for yourself just as strongly as you advocate for those who don't have a voice in this world. Make your voices heard. Make yourself, make your family, and make your school proud. Be in touch over the course of the summer and after graduation if we can help you in any way. I want to thank you for an extraordinarily unusual, but an extraordinary, nonetheless extraordinary school year. I wish you well. I hope that you will take care of yourself and each other. And we have one final important transition to make. In order to make that happen, what's going to happen next is we're going to give a hearty round of applause to the class of 2021, and they're going to scamper out quietly and quickly so that the juniors can be officially anointed as the reigning supreme beings of the upper school and the student body here at GA. So friends, please give a hearty round of applause to the class of 2021. If you want a prize, please stay to the side so we may take your picture. And if you are being inducted into the Academy Club, please stay as well. Dr. McKean.
All right, class of 2022, there are some empty seats over there in the senior section. I want to congratulate you on the notable achievement of finishing the always infamous junior year in the most extraordinary of circumstances, and you did so with your heads held high. It's time for you to assume your rightful places in the senior seats. You are now our leaders. You are now our senior class. I hope you work hard, be good, have fun, and lead always with integrity. I'm going to ask you to move over, and we have just a few announcements for you. Come on over to the senior section, juniors. Mike, you got this? Should we dismiss the parents? Should we dismiss the parents?
They'll want to stay for the pictures.
And I think it's speaking of leadership for our new seniors that we want to just have Ms. Fraser and Dr. Torrey talk to us a little bit about prom coming up and all of the festivities. I look forward to seeing you all there.
I'm assuming the parents are going to stay for the pictures, so